Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome inside Cable Dahmer Arena alongside my broadcast partner, Eric Bergerud. We are so excited to help kick off this 21-22 campaign in the MASL, and we begin the exhibition season tonight with the Central Cup. The Kansas City Comets are defending their Central Cup title against their rivals down the turnpike, the Wichita Wings. Okay, Eric, there is so much to talk about. We're not going to be able to do it in our stand-up here, but we're going to talk about it throughout the game. But let's tackle the elephant in the room and the new goalkeeper rule. First off, explain it here, and how do you think it might affect the game?
Well, first of all, I haven't seen or witnessed this much consternation in the indoor soccer community across the U.S. since that one night in 1987 when Tattoo ran out of jerseys to throw into the seats. That being said, we're going to talk all game about this goalkeeper possession rule, which is intended, like previous rules in the past, to create more goal-scoring opportunities, to minimize time wasting, and what will be interesting not only tonight, but as we head into the regular season, to see how different teams adapt, how different goalkeepers adapt, and so tonight's a good test case. We'll see how this rule plays out.
Yeah, we know a lot of you are going to be watching for that, so Eric and I are going to be looking at the goalkeepers and the defenders and how it may impact the flow of the game. So, of course, we'll all be watching that. Let's talk about these two teams here tonight. The Kansas City Comets and the Wichita Wings have a storied past and history that we'll talk a lot about tonight here, but this incarnation of both of these teams are very familiar with one another because we've got players that have played essentially for both franchises, right?
Right. We're going to talk all throughout the night about players going back to the 1980s who've worn both the orange and the blue jerseys. But tonight, we want to focus on a couple guys who played fairly recently on each other's teams. We're going to start off with Wichita with defender Kevin Ten Eyck, who played here for the Comets right here in this arena. And so he has a lot of experience at this level, which I think that team is going to need because they have a lot of fresh faces tonight.
And goalkeeper for Wichita as well?
Yeah, stay tuned at halftime. Interviewing Stephen Hammersky, who played here for the Comets, also has some friendships, and which takes us to the Comet that we're going to focus on tonight. James Togba, defender number 33, who played on loan to Kansas City this past MASL season from UCFC, but also played on loan to Wichita this summer during the M2 season. So there's a lot of cross-overs between both rosters.
Yeah, the Wichita Wings were playing in the M2 championship last year, narrowly losing to the Cleveland Crunch, and they had a lot of MASL players on their team.
A lot of players. Our friends, the Tayus, were playing there, and we mentioned Togba, and we'll get to see Togba and see what he brings in terms of what he knows about the Wichita team. The sad thing for Wichita, this would have been their first ever championship trophy this summer. Didn't quite happen.
Well, we're going to see a lot of the Comets starters here tonight as the Comets and Wings renew their rivalry, and we'll have the kickoff coming up next.
Now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I'll work it out, I'll work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
Domino's new oven-baked dips are so new that we made a new commercial about their newness. Try new flavors like our cheesy marinara, baked apple, or hot and melty 5-cheese with our not new but still delicious twists. Carry out Domino's new oven-baked dips and twist combos or any 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Sorry, Chico. Come on. I know. I'm sorry.
Hey, welcome to Family of Tradition. My name is Elmer. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I know you're here to upgrade your car.
Yeah.
So I just need the keys and...
Chico, it's okay. We talked about this. It's Family Mitsubishi. We're in good hands.
Hey, Chico, just don't worry about it, man. We're family here. We're gonna take good care of you. Just give me the keys and I want to show you that brand new car. All we need now is your signature.
Wait, Chico, you know what? This time, you can drive.
Just wait and see.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
Select Physical Therapy is focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select's centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's referral to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
I'm attorney Mike DiPasquale. This is Kansas City. This is my town. I started a personal injury law firm here because I wanted to help people here. And that's what my team and I do every single day. If you're hurt in Kansas City, I've got this.
I was a little scared coming in here. I didn't know what to expect, didn't know what the team was going to look like. But then, as I said again, as I came in here Monday, I was like, wow, this is going to be a really good squad. But I knew the European teams, they love football. Football is their culture. Football is everything to them. So I knew they were going to be good. They were going to be great on the ball. And I knew it was going to be a tough, hard tournament. So that was good coming into here.
Be physical. Separate yourself. Pop it over the defender.
Get on! Step, step, step!
Draw the defender in.
Tackle! Turn! Go hard! No shot, no shot!
One more defender to beat. Gotta battle. Bet Vent ball, far post. To get to a different level, you have to train at a different level.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
We are so excited to get this 2021-22 campaign underway. Good evening, and a live look on the center circle at Gino Schiraldi and Leo Gibson, two of the all-time greats in the game right there, Eric Bergrud.
It's like history is happening this year.
Exactly.
40th anniversary of the Comets, 30th anniversary of the Attack. That guy played for both those franchises.
He sure did, and Leo Gibson has been key since the rebirth of the Comets in 2010. At the end of the first quarter, we're going to talk about the rebirth of the Comets. There's a lot of anniversaries, a lot of celebrations that we're going to be talking about this entire season, Eric.
And both those gentlemen were here for that opening rebirth in 2010. Who kicked out the first ball that night?
Gino Schiraldi.
How about that?
It is the Comets and the Wings. Great to have you along wherever you might be watching all across the country. We know there's going to be a lot of MASL fans, eyeballs on this game, as well as other players and coaches to see how the new rules are going to affect, and just the anticipation of this year, Eric. Last year was unlike anything we've ever experienced, and we don't want to go through that again. We've got a lot of teams back, players are back, energy is back. This is going to be a fun year.
Oh, and I'm already hearing from people in Milwaukee who think they still own the Ron Newman Cup because last year was like a do-over year, right? So we'll see what's going to happen. 12 teams this year, 3 different divisions. It's going to be really exciting.
24-game regular season, 12 at home, 12 on the road. So
and the defending Central Cup champions right here in front of us.
And there's Kevin Ellis. He is back with the Comets. He wasn't sure if he was going to return this year, but you know what? He thought in the back of his mind, unfinished business from last year, and so he is back for another campaign to try to win a championship.
Couple rule changes, something you'll notice right away. It used to be automatic who got the ball first and who got what side. It's now a coin toss, not only for the beginning of the game, but for overtime and then shootouts as we get later down the road.
There's John Sosa, the veteran, suiting up here tonight. Our first whistle and a foul is called against Kevin Ellis.
And we know Kevin Ellis can score from all sorts of interesting angles. Played defender in Major League Soccer, tends to attack in MASL action.
The Comets are playing without Mike DeSilva. He's back in Milwaukee. We'll want to give a shout out
Hey,
to
Big
him.
Mike, hope you're feeling better.
Absolutely. Little under the weather. Here comes Nick McDonald. He drives one in there. That one is blocked by the wings. Both teams give chase on the ball. Rebounds out towards the half line, and here comes Wichita with an attack. John Sosa back there for the Comets. Plays it over to Togba, and Togba from the boards to Ellis.
So when I think Central Cup, I think John Sosa. Somebody knows I'm trolling him all game. John Sosa had quite the experience against Wichita last year in the Central Cup, which Kansas City won in Wichita.
That's right. Also, the Comets are without Adam James. He's in the concussion protocol. Ramon Palmer not playing as a precaution. He had some knee problems and a little bit of work done on that knee in the offseason. So as a precaution, they'll keep him on the sidelines. Ray Lee just got into camp a couple of days ago. He's not going to play tonight. And Leo Gibson will coach only. The Comets' all-time leading scorer in this iteration of the Comets will be on the sidelines coaching from the bench.
So what's funny is we're going to talk all game about guys who've worn both teams' colors. Add Andre Brathwaite to that list.
Yeah,
he is playing tonight for the Wings.
So this is game one of the Central Cup. And
our friends in Omaha are playing at 7:30 against St. Louis.
That's right. So we'll have to keep an eye on that game. Meanwhile, here is Kyle McLagan into the game for the first time. Boy, you talk about a player whose career has taken off. Kyle McLagan is doing so well playing in Europe, playing in Iceland, but still loves coming back here. He wanted to play here in Kansas City this season, so we're going to see Kyle McLagan this year for the Comets. And boy, again, his career, just an amazing player, and he's getting some great opportunities in the game.
What do we hear? 45 friends and family here to watch him play?
Yeah.
And speaking of players who've worn both the blue and the orange, his father, Doug McLagan, played on both teams.
Talked to Doug earlier this week. Good to chat with him. He's a good guy. 12:34 to play in the opening quarter. No score between Wichita and Kansas City in game one of the Central Cup. Eric Bergrud, Nick Vassos, Wichita just had their tryouts last week. And so they're early on in the process of getting the M2 season underway. It starts, I think, later on in December.
December 18th will be the opener. I was talking to Stephen Hammersky, who you'll see his interview at halftime, catching him walking up and down the stairs here, and he said it's a little bit of transition because they had players on loan from MASL this summer. They're just getting their legs ready to go for this fall.
Yeah, Taiyu brothers, Togba was on that team. Am I missing anybody?
On Wichita, I think that was it. But there were players loaned on multiple teams. We talk about that in my interview with them. Yeah.
So we'll hear that, and essentially the Wings have several trialists this year on their team. There's Lucia Thetsane, promising young player for the Comets. He'll have a full season this year. Exciting things for him.
Scored a goal against Omaha in that exhibition.
Yeah.
And speaking of Omaha making his debut, the former captain of Omaha Kings, Ali Sodal, wearing 21 for the Comets.
Here's the captain, John Sosa. John, front and center, shot, goal! It's Lucas Sosa off the restart.
MASL Rookie of the Year.
And the Comets lead 1-0.
So we'll set this up. You knew that Nacho was going to run over the ball, so it's just an easy pass from Sosa to Lucas Sosa right through the legs of the defender, and nothing Hammersky could do. Hammersky was trying to go with a foot save, didn't get there.
Shot that one low. I remember last year.
Remember what I kept saying? Putting him in the stands. Must have been watching some game tape, Nick Vassos. Do we still call it game tape?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It's a retro year, right?
Lucas Sosa.
Get that VHS tapes out.
I can't wait to see what's going to become of him as the seasons go on. He's a dynamic player and very fast.
I feel like we need more games against Ontario because it seemed like every time the Comets played Ontario last year, he showed up back post and scored some big goals.
Comets were wanting that one to be placed at the top of the arc. Instead, they've got it on the near touchline for a kick in. Looks like they're chatting about it.
Hey, no glass for today.
Yeah. And there's even more glass down than there have been in years past. It looks like by the players' benches, it's a little bit more exposed, even by the referee's crease. So
this is Central Cup action.
I'm telling you, all those fans down there on the first row, those are the best seats in the house. Someday you and I are going to get down there and call a game from the front row, Eric. All right,
is that a deal?
11 minutes to play, and the Comets lead early, 1-0. There's Anderos, one of the newer players for the Comets. He's one of those trialists for Kansas City, training with the Comets right now in preseason. Sosa could not handle the pass. Picked up there by Wichita, and Ten Eyck's got it. Ten Eyck plays it forward to Lautner. Far side, over to Sherrod, and then back to Ten Eyck. Ten Eyck forward, into the corner to Sherrod, and then kicked out of bounds, off of the wings, and the Comets have it.
So it's interesting. Last year's tournament was 3 games round robin. This year's a little bit different. It's only 2 games, which you can imagine makes things interesting. First tiebreaker is goals allowed. Good save there.
Yeah, and a good drive in by Ramirez, a second-year player for the Comets. Here's Nick McDonald with a drive. That one blocked by the wings. McDonald gets it again. Drives it in there off the board. Sindavari was on the doorstep. Could not put it on target.
Would have probably preferred that bounce off to his right foot, but it is what it is. Would have been a Wallace Scora.
McDonald wins it back for the Comets. Floats one in there and then kicked away by the wings. 9:50 to play. A foul in the midfield by Kansas City, and that'll give the Comets a chance for some changes as well as the wings.
Good to see Rion Marquez out. He was a dominant force his rookie year. As you can see, it just kind of got caught between Marco's legs. Not much you could do with that ball.
So far, this new rule hasn't been much of a factor here in the opening minutes of this game. Ramirez with another drive from the right side. The rebound comes front and center to McLaughlin. And McLaughlin trying to send it back in there to flex off of the wings. But Rian Marquez muscles it back. Now Ramirez front and center, moves to his right. And he is knocked to the ground. And a foul is called against Christian Lima.
So, if you recall last year, we heard all sorts of wonderful things about Henry Ramirez in preseason, and he started off hot. They went to Florida. He missed an opportunity to win the game, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if his confidence went, but he's definitely a force of motion out there on the field.
He's one of those, just a work machine out there. He'll just outwork his opponent. And we'll see more of that this year from Henry Ramirez from Costa Mesa, California. Kevin Ellis battling in the corner. Hammerski kicks it out of bounds, and that'll set the Comets up with a restart at the top of the arc. 9 minutes exactly to play in the opening quarter.
That's really all he could do with it. It was a bad ball. He couldn't pick it up and played it safely. No, it's too early to call timeout here, so in case people are wondering.
Our good
if
friend
Matt Huber's got his prop bet on me, it's not going to be yet.
Sosa over to Thetsane, and that one blocked by the wings. Rebound fought for on the half line. Sosa wins it back. Here come the Comets again. Left to the left. Lucas Sousa with a drive. Blocked by Wichita. Rebound on the far boards. Lucas Sousa is there. Now front and center comes out to Thetsane with 8:40 on the first quarter clock. Comets leading 1-0.
I mentioned Milwaukee. I want to give a shout out to Clifford Wayne and his daughter Lucy who are watching. They spent all sorts of last season without the Wave playing, watching Comets broadcast. Great to have you watching tonight.
Thetsane from the center circle. Kicks it out of bounds, and it'll be turned over to Wichita.
Thetsane looked good in that Omaha exhibition, scored a goal, top shelf. They are very high on him. Played at Columbia College, was first team All-America there. He played at Columbia College too.
Oh, that guy right there. Yeah, Nicolau Neto. Now a header.
Benji!
Oh! Benji Unreal. How about that?
So speaking of Wichita and guys who've worn both jerseys, Benji played for Wichita against the Comets in last year's Central Cup.
Oh my gosh, how about that? We have got to see that one again. 2-0 Comets.
Oh, Brad Zimmerman sends us the replay.
On a spectacular goal. Eric,
so Neto hits it long. Off the wall, look at who runs in, top shelf header. That's actually sort of a Wallace score with a bounce. Give credit there to Neto for the entry pass. Benji, the real deal.
What does that say on his shirt? I wasn't able to make that out. We'll get another look at that. Well, Comets' new player, managing partner Brian Budzinski, says this kid's going to be something special, and already on the scoreboard here in the first game for the Comets. We see why the Comets wanted to pick him up from the wings last year. Now McCloggin with a drive. Hammerski has to make the save, and good thing he did, or that one was going to hit him right in the grill.
He's going to be busy tonight.
Ali Sodol leaves it for McCloggin. Now back to Mirko. Sandavari plays it to Neto. And now Neto will roll it forward. Right to Wichita. Andre Braithwaite in the center circle, shielding away the defender with his big body. Leaves it back for Tenike. Under 7 to play. Next stoppage, we'll get our first official time out of the game. Long drive off the crossbar, rebound up and over the net. And we should have an official timeout, and we do. 6:48 left to play in the first. It's Kansas City 2 and Wichita 0 in Game 1 of the Central Cup on MASL TV.
Select Physical Therapy is focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select's centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's referral to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
I was a little scared coming in here. I didn't know what to expect, didn't know what the team was going to look like. But then, as I said again, as I came in here Monday, I was like, wow, this is going to be a really good squad. But I knew the European teams, they love football. Football is their culture. Football is everything to them. So I knew they were going to be good. They were going to be great on the ball. And I knew it was going to be a tough, hard tournament. So that was good coming into here.
Fans, the Comets have a very special match coming up at T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City, Missouri on January 22nd at 7 p.m. against the Tacoma Stars. Get your tickets now for this once every 10 years match at T-Mobile Center by visiting T-MobileCenter.com. Groups of 10 or more can get discounted tickets by calling 888-9-COMETS. That game is going to be played in the middle of the United Soccer Coaches Convention in downtown Kansas City. Eric and I, we are going to be busy that week leading up to that game. It's going to be so much fun.
You're going to be seriously busy because you're doing a roundtable with the triumvirate of Keith Tozer, Shep Messing, and JP Dellacamera. Then we get to see our old friend Danny Waltman back playing once again this season. And you never know what Nick Pereira is going to have to say on the field.
Exactly. Right? And you and I are going to be there on the Friday night before the game down at Johnny's and the Power and Light District for a meet and greet between 5 and 8. So come on down and say hi.
Definitely.
We'll have a lot of players and coaches. And by the way, you know, if you become a season ticket holder for the Comets, you're going to get special access to that convention and that game. So you'll get a chance to meet some players and some coaches, the commissioner's office. So I would encourage you, if you're thinking about it, go ahead, pull the trigger this year on season tickets, and you're no doubt going to have a great time at T-Mobile Center in the new year, 2022. Comets on the doorstep for the Wings, and boy, they scrambled to clear that ball away. Comets go back to the half line and take control again.
Ramirez already active today.
Here he is again, into the middle, and that one kicked away by Wichita. Here's Ramirez again off the boards. Ellis is there, and
kick save and a beauty.
Hammerski turned him aside.
All right, there's the one pass back.
All right.
It really hasn't changed much.
No, it hasn't, and it's not been a factor early on.
Well, first of all, Wichita's not doing the high press. It'll be interesting to see when teams start high pressing goalkeepers, so you don't really notice the difference, except for the fact they're not passing the ball back. Everybody's trying to push forward.
Togba battling hard, trying to win the ball. It squirts off to Anderosa, and on back to McLaughlin. Now Sandovari, forward up to Marquez. Brian moves to his right, shoots. That one just wide. Rebound comes off to McDonald. Now Lucas Sousa. McLaughlin. Kick back towards the Comets' defensive half. McLaughlin will kick it back to Neto. Here comes the pressure. Now McLaughlin's got it. He can't give it back to Neto. No worries. McLaughlin forward up to Marquez. Chests it. Now Sousa with a drive. That was a pretty play. Now he'll try the left foot. That one high off the glass. Comes down on the Comets' blue turf.
Once again, Hammerski with the kick save. That was a nifty touch or two by Marquez. Took it off his chest, dinked it over to Lucas.
Ten Eyck had it for a moment, but the Comets get it back. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the first. Today's November the 12th, and it's a special date in Comets history. When we come back from the break in the first quarter, we're going to tell you why it is a special day in Comet history. It's an anniversary day right now for the Comets. Nick McDonald drives it in, and on the doorstep is Rian Marquez. Rub those hands, Rian. It's 3-0 Comets.
We'll take a look on the replay. Wallace score a goal. Once again, entry pass into the corner. One touch. Just kind of got past Hammerski. You can see he's kind of looking down and just kissed right in by Rian Marquez, who was first-team rookie last season, just narrowly losing Rookie of the Year to his teammate Lucas Sousa. So I was mentioning earlier that the goals against is the tiebreaker here, so it's going to be really interesting to see if strategy changes in the second half for the Comets. Good save.
Oh, great chance there by Wichita. Lucio was on the doorstep. Could not finish it. And the Comets played back to Neto. Neto forward, held in by Wichita. Now off the boards, Neto off his line. Sodal with a touch, Christian Thetsane with a touch, all the way back to Wichita's half of the field. Alex Perez is there with Henry Ramirez of the Comets. Now another Comet player comes in. That's Felipe Abreu. Kicked long by the wings, right into the hands of an awaiting Neto. And a distribution on out to Benji.
So since that was a distribution, that doesn't count as a touch, and we'll be monitoring this. We chatted with the referees on the field about this.
Yeah, it requires some extra eyes from the fourth official that's in the penalty box.
They had a conference call the other night with the commissioner, with Ryan Sigich and Rich Grady, two of our friends.
Yep.
Just to talk through what this change means.
Comets play it off the glass. Hammerski's got it. Yeah, I tell you, when the Office of Commissioner made the announcement, honestly, I was a little surprised by the reaction of some of the fans out there. There was a very strong reaction to the rule change, and it not only came from fans, but it also came from one prominent player from the Milwaukee Wave. Their goalkeeper, Josh Lemos, had some critical words about what it does to the goalkeeping position, about taking touches away from goalkeepers. His point is that goalkeepers, the skill of their feet is such an important part of the game this day, and Josh feels like perhaps the new rule is going to take away some of that skill and the advantage that those players would have.
So I had a conversation with the commissioner the other night. He's like, give me a call. I want to chat about this. So I did. I think what's going to be interesting is it changes what goalkeepers do. Instead of just being the relief valve, like many of them have, some are going to play all Paulo all the time, and I hope Paulo is getting better.
Oh, me too.
Sorry to hear about his injury, his ACL injury, but I think you're going to see goalkeepers, now that it's not limited to the fourth quarter in terms of when you can go over the midfield line, some goalkeepers are going to make that move in the first quarter.
We'll see what it's like. We'll have to wait and see when the regular season gets underway in a couple of weeks, when the Comets and Ambush will kick things off down in St. Louis. But initially, when I was just thinking about it, spitballing it, I could see a lot of change in possessions in the midfield area, a lot of players kicking it along the boards to get it, forward, or it might kind of muck up the game a little bit. But so far, in this game, I'm not seeing it.
Well, some of the criticism went back in the past, and you and I remember the old over and back rule.
Yeah.
But since goalkeepers are playing over the yellow line, over and back doesn't really make much sense anymore. And so I think that's why they took this approach. They looked at game tape from the last pre-COVID year, and when you have some goalkeepers touching the ball with their feet 80 times a game, I think they felt like the game could advance a little bit more. We'll see, and we'll see how goalkeepers adjust. Goalkeepers have had to adjust to, I think, bigger things. The goals used to be smaller, by the way, and the old MISL decided, hey, we need more goals, let's make them bigger. That's an adjustment, right?
Yeah.
When you go from a goal that's like 6 foot tall to,
8 feet.
The cookie jars were pretty protected back in the day, Nick. Then all of a sudden, let's just take them out.
Foul called on Wichita. Branson Felty, the guilty party. He trots off the field. We have 22.9 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's McCloggin for the Comets. Kicks it long for Anderosa. In the corner. Wings player goes down. Foul on Kansas City with 14.6 seconds left. I believe Anderosa is a UMKC product.
He is.
And training with the Comets right now.
Want to give a shout out to Comets, longtime Comets fan Matt Zellner, recovering from open heart surgery, watching tonight with Brian Roth, Tim Nichols, and others. Hope to see you here soon.
Good luck. Good luck. All right, that's the first quarter. It's in the books. 15 minutes are over, and the Comets have scored 3 goals, and they lead the Wichita Wings in Game 1 of the Central Cup by a score of 3-0. When we come back, we're going to take a little look back to 2010, and we'll do that next. Eric Bergerud, Nick Vassos back inside Cable Dahmer Arena for Game 1 of the Central Cup as we kick off this new campaign here in the Major Arena Soccer League. Well, I talked about it. November 12th is a very important date in Comets history. It was 11 years ago tonight that the Comets' rebirth happened here at Cable Dahmer Arena when the Missouri Comets welcomed in the Milwaukee Wave in front of 5,500 fans. And the rebirth has happened. And now 11 years later, here we are standing, keeping it going inside this beautiful arena and keeping this great sport going in Kansas City.
So interesting about that night, one of the goal scorers was Leo Gibson. Scored a three-point goal. They played the multi-point back then in those days. And you think about Gino Schiraldi there kicking off the first ball, and he did so tonight. So a lot of transitions, some great names on that team, and some names in Milwaukee that would be pretty familiar.
Absolutely. For the Comets, remember El Matador, Brian Alvarez, he had 33 goals in that year. Jamar Beasley added 15 goals. Leo Gibson recorded 13 assists. Danny Waltman earned 7 wins. And, we didn't know it then, but really the core of that team would eventually win an MISL championship 3 years later, and it would include the likes of Vahid Asadpour, Brian Harris, Lucas Rodriguez, Brian Perez, Danny Waltman, Cody Andrews, and of course, Coach Leo Gibson. And to make another point about the connections that we're talking about this year, the connections from generations, Will John played a handful of games for the Comets that year, and of course, he is the son of Emilio John from the original
Who played
Comets.
on the original team, and so you talk about the generations, the Johns, the McLaughlins.
Yeah.
And then with coaches, you have Alan Mayer, who played for the original Comets, and he and his son Kenny coach the goalkeepers today. So, that old story about this being a family affair, it really has been a family affair in Kansas City.
All right, before we get back to game action, I've got a trivia question for everybody watching tonight. Who scored the first goal in that game, November 12th, 2010? And who recorded the assist? Think about that, and we'll have the answer coming up at halftime. All right, let's go back down to the field here. The second quarter is just about ready to get underway with the Comets leading 3-0 over the Wichita Wings.
Let's make some noise for your Comets!
Andre Braithwaite in the center circle.
I know this may sound trivial, but it's weird to see the visiting team kick off in the second quarter. I'm adjusting to this.
Well, we're going to have to adjust also to a different type of, not scoring, but it's going to be a point system this year as opposed to wins and losses, right?
Everything's 3 points for the win, and then we'll talk when we get into the regular season about what happens if it goes into overtime in terms of 2 points, 1 point, etc. So. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
We miss being here, Nick Vassos.
We have. It's great to be back. I've been looking around all around the league at all of the signings. Teams are in training camp right now. I see the Baltimore Blast. They're putting their band back together again with all their players.
And I heard from one of your friends this morning, Willie Benahane.
Yeah. Willie B. Is he back with Harrisburg?
He's back with Harrisburg. Heard from him.
Boy, they've signed a flurry of players. They're going to be another.
They got back our friend Don Francis too.
Yeah, I know. We were hoping. But yeah, he's back in Harrisburg. Neto swats one away. It flashed across the goal mouth. Comets kick it away. Ten Eyck is there. Plays it over to his teammate. That's Laking. And driven in there by Taylor Henry.
By Flores there.
So if I'm a little slow on the wings players for our friends down in Wichita, I've got I don't know if this is a good excuse or not, but through no fault of anybody, we got the numbers like 15 minutes before the game, okay? And typically our preparation is days in advance of the games when we do these things here, so we know who's playing and all that kind of stuff. So Wichita just had their tryouts for their team last week, all right? And they had a bunch of trialists. Apparently, Capelli's uniforms did not come in on time for this game, and so they couldn't wait. So they've had to scramble and find some uniforms, and they don't match the numbers that the players are going to use during the regular season. So it's been kind of jumbled, and so we're kind of jumbling. We're trying to figure out who the players are on the fly here, so that's why I might be a little bit late. And it's okay. That
We're
happens.
gonna be good.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
We still have stories to tell.
For sure. So 13 minutes to go. Here's Henry Ramirez, bangs it off the wall. Rebound front and center, and Sosa is trying to knock it in. Joe Mott is our crew chief tonight.
Now this would be an interesting time just to call a timeout, just to see what it feels like, since they're not going to call one tonight, but just to get into practice.
All right, that's officially one. Here's Sosa. Sosa over to Ellis, one time, save, Hammerski. Rebound, save again. And then out of bounds it goes. Who to go off of?
Off Lucas Sosa. I think it's going to be a goal kick. No? Yep. Yeah.
Off of Lucas.
Opportunity for a counter right here.
Thrown
Talkbaugh got back.
It's at the Sodal. Now Lucas Sousa. Back to Sodal. And Ali Sodal from Mogadishu hits the deck.
Played at Midland University. Given his opportunity to move up from M2 to MASL. We saw him here in August. I want to remember that game for a long time, Nick Vassos. The jubilation of the Omaha Kings and their fans is something that I will remember.
No, it's a special night. There's a special night, no doubt about it. Now Hammerski. Some good footwork to get around Lucas Sousa. Forward. Now front and center. And then kick back. Daniel Sack. Played it over to Taylor Henry. Now front and center. And a drive and a save by Neto. Benson Felty. All the way back to Daniel Sack. 11.5 to play until halftime. Here's Hammerski. Steven plays it long to Braithwaite. Braithwaite rolls it a couple of times. Wichita maintains possession to the corner. Now front and center. Here's a long drive. That one wide to the right. Comes off to Lucas Sousa. And he trips up and is called for the foul.
Comets foul number 7, Sosa.
Taylor Henry was looking for a little bit more than that.
I automatically, my neck pivots over, swivels over to the bench, waiting to see how many people are putting up a two-finger. It wasn't too many people there. It was a foul. And look at that.
Some smiles, right?
It turns into a 2-minute.
Oh. It sure does. So Lucas Sousa gets sent off for tripping, and we'll have the first power play of the game. And yeah, there's Lucas Sousa shaking his head. So Wings on the power play.
7, Lucas Sosa. 2 minutes for tripping.
And here we go.
You know what Ed Bishop would say? It'd be time to get behind the rat patrol. First power play kill for the Comets this season.
Eddie Bishop, if you're listening, how are you, pal? We miss you in Kansas City. He probably is watching. Taylor Henry jogs it up for the Wings as they are on the power play for the next minute.
They found the song.
And 30 seconds, shot, goal! Wings! Jared Robbins finds the back of the net.
That was quick.
Yeah. And the Wings are on the board in the second quarter.
Take a look at the replay. Wallace Scora all by himself. Nothing Neto could do. Typical indoor goal for Jared Robbins here. Count it.
And
2-1.
10 Ike the assist. Maybe. Jared Robbins makes it 3-1. John Sosa to Nacho.
Wings goal scored by number 12, Jared Robbins.
Walla pass, rebound front and center. Sosa Sends it back in. Nacho with a collision.
And it was 10 Ike on the assist.
Colin Lautner forward. Now back the other way is Nacho. Slows it up. Sandovari.
So Ten Ike is one of 5 guys playing tonight who have played on both teams. If you can believe that. Hammerski, Benji, Lucas Sosa, Kevin Ten Ike, and James Togba.
Here's Ramirez. Now Sosa.
Not the pass he wanted to give.
Sandovari. Into Marquez. Marquez to Sosa. Moves to his right. Shoots. Save! Wow. Driven back in there by Sandovari. Yeah, very nice save by Hammerski.
Foul on Rian Marquez.
Oh, that was close. Rian Marquez, the foul.
Wichita won it at 2. Didn't get it that time.
So the penalty is over. Both teams are back to even strength.
Check out who says hello. Ed Bishop.
Oh, there
Thank you for the shout out, gentlemen. I'm doing fine and enjoying you from a very comfortable recliner in Erie, Pennsylvania this evening. Glad to see the boys doing well. We miss you here, Ed.
Yeah, we do. We do, Mr. Ed Bishop. Here come the Wings. Back the other way. Rolled into Neto. Last touch there by Christian Lima. Nicolau. We'll see how much Nicolau Neto plays today. Maybe we'll see Lou Meisner in the second half. Here's Ramirez. Forward shot. Wall will score. Back to Ramirez. Now Nick McDonald. One touch. And instead we'll play it back out. Didn't have a shot. Wise choice there by McDonald. Back in there. Redirected by Abreu. Hammerski has been very nimble in goal this evening.
Several foot saves, positions himself well. That is tough because he's dealing with different faces out there, but he's a veteran and has experience, obviously, playing at the MASL level.
And he is the long arm of the MASL law. He is a Wichita police officer.
So it's funny, you'll hear halftime, he sort of has changed roles this year. He's now a school resource officer this year, so the hours are better.
Oh, very good. Out with the ball, David Lucio. And then Taylor Henry leaves it for Ten Ike. Ten Ike looking to get it to Lucio. Broken up by the Comets. That's Sane. To Benji Monreal, and Benji fires one. Hammerski got a piece of that one again. Abreu got by one player. Ten Ike bangs it off the boards. Rebound front and center. Here's that Sane. 7 minutes on the clock until halftime. Comets lead 3-1. Benji pops it up into the air. Who's going to come up with the 50-50 ball? McCloggin drives one in there from long range.
That was a difficult save, too, just the way the ball dropped.
Now Lucas Sousa steps over it, thinks about it, lays it off to Thetsane. Comets regular season begins on Saturday, November 27th, against the St. Louis Ambush. Here's a loose ball out in front. Benji flashing in the area. Hammerski's got it.
Actually, that's the first home game. They start on the road at St. Louis the night before on the 26th. Be interesting to see how many people from Kansas City make that quick trip right after Thanksgiving.
Wichita foul number 15. Kansas City foul number 25. McCloggin, his first in the half.
Matt Huber trying to call me out that Brathwaite also played for both teams. I think I said that already, Matt. We added him to the list. I have a list here. We're going to, when we get to pauses, I'm going to throw some names out, and it's not just going to be Kim Rundfed, because everybody knows Kim Rundfed played for
Right.
Both teams multiple times, by the way.
Well, if you wanted to go old school or a little older school, oh, here's Benji Monreal to Kevin Ellis.
He'll want that one back.
Yes, he will. Benji looking to get the ball back. Some nice footwork there to win the ball back. Sosa. Gorn Hunyak?
He's one. He is on the list.
Nate Hauser?
He is on the list, too. Nate Hauser's there. How about we go further back? How about, like, the boomer Barry Wallace?
Oh.
There's, like, going. How about Mike Dowler, who is in, he's going to be in our next clip, playing for Wichita back in 1981.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, there's all sorts of guys we're going to talk to. LeBaron Holloman, who we get to see from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
now,
LeBaron Holloman just put his old Attack photo on Facebook, which is actually the version of the Attack jersey they're going to wear on Retro Night here this year.
One of the former Comets players, of course, his name is escaping me right now in my old age here. Talked about the letters on the jerseys being thick. You know what I mean? And the shield being thick on the jerseys as well. Lima sends it into Braithwaite. Braithwaite surrounded.
So the clip we're going to show was the Comets and the Wings in November 1981. They played at the old Kemp Arena in Kansas City. There were 700 Wichita Wings Orange Army members who came up for that trip.
That's amazing.
You talk about attitude when you're the only team who wears orange and all these other teams that wear blue or they have red or whatever. When you're orange and you stand out, that gives you just a little bit different feeling about who you are.
Comets leading 3-1. John Sosa up to Rian Marquez. Headed by Ramirez. He takes a tumble. Shot. Goal.
Look who's excited. Andreas.
Andreas. He gets his first.
That's an Omaha-style jump into the fans.
That must. Oh my gosh, that must be Dad.
Check that out.
Oh my gosh, that is what.
Off the boards. Wait for it. Take a touch. Turn around. Now let's celebrate.
Oh, he's going straight for Dad. That's awesome. What a moment.
Good movement there by Ramirez. Good turn top shelf. Let's rattle some cookie jars in the Central Cup, why don't we?
That's awesome.
They got his name right. It was Palmer before. They got Andreas on there now. We're getting serious, Nick.
All right. We have a break, so we better take a break. 3:37 left to play in the second. 4-1 Comets.
Be physical. Separate yourself. Pop it over the defender.
Get on! Step, step, step!
Draw the defender in.
Tackle! Turn! Go hard! No shot, no shot!
One more defender to beat. Gotta battle. Bent ball, far post. To get to a different level, you have to train at a different level.
I'm attorney Mike DePasquale. This is Kansas City. This is my town. I started a personal injury law firm here because I wanted to help people here. And that's what my team and I do every single day. If you're hurt in Kansas City, I've got this.
Domino's new oven-baked dips are so new that we made a new commercial about their newness. Try new flavors like our cheesy marinara, baked apple, or hot and melty 5-cheese with our not new but still delicious twists. Carry out Domino's new oven-baked dips and twist combos or any 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Back live inside Cable Dahmer Arena, looking inside the Comets huddle. Hey, a special shout out to our professor of indoor soccer, Mr. Brian Holland, who is helping us with this anniversary season. He's not here tonight. He's in Minnesota. He's taken in a University of Minnesota hockey game tonight. We will catch up with the professor this season, and we're going to pick his brain of some of the biggest moments in Comets/Attack history.
And I've got one. And
yeah.
Since we were talking about Ed Bishop, let's do an Attack one. So the Kansas City Attack played its first regular season game on November 9th, 1991. They won on the road against Detroit Rockers. Let me throw some names out. We talk about Gino Schiraldi, played there. Your former broadcast partner, Jim Schwab, played. Keith Tozer, the commissioner, coached the Attack that night. And Andy Chapman, former Wichita Star, was playing for Detroit. The Comets won 11-7.
It's amazing. Brian Haynes was the leading scorer that year. Brian Haynes was unbelievable. Went on to play for the Dallas Burn later on in his career. And that team had like 5 or 6 players that each scored at least 15 goals during the season. So they had many weapons.
Peter Hattrup played with Tozer in Milwaukee, too.
That team right there. Also, John Perry was on that team, Kevin Ketters. They went on to win the championship next year. Zoran Savic had a knee injury that season, and he ended his playing career and decided to become head coach in the 92-93 season. That's when Keith Tozer went to Milwaukee to coach the Wave.
It's amazing.
Isn't that?
All the historical connections.
Yeah. Under 3 to play in the first half. Comets lead 4-1 here in the Central Cup. Comets have been in control this entire game. Braithwaite takes a swing at one in the corner, fans on it. Comets out with it. Here's Lucas Sousa down the left side being chased by trio of white jerseys. Now far side Sandavari. And
stayed in.
Yep, almost popped it into the Comets bench.
The Attack played in venerable Municipal Auditorium that season. Some people didn't like that.
Yep.
Oh, what a ball.
What a ball to McCloughan. He tried to hit it on the seat of his pants on the rebound. Hammerski's got it. Hammerski throws it long. Settled by Thetsane. Here comes Lucia with a big left foot. We're going to see a lot of that from distance. That one not on target, and a goalkeeper distribution coming up for Stephen Hammerski.
I haven't even looked at what's happening in St. Louis. I guess I should probably do that.
Oh, yeah. Give us an update there, Mr. Bergerud.
What's happening in St. Louis?
Here's a ball into the corner. Nacho gives chase. Sosa's there, pokes it. Comets win it back. Ali Soto will play it front and center for Thetsane. Near side comes to Abreu. Felipe on back to Thetsane. Now Sosa. 1:14 on the clock. Comets lead by 3.
Haven't seen an update yet on Twitter, but there's about 20 people who know how to reach me to give me updates. So I'll just sit here, wait for the first person to message me.
Felipe Abreu.
Recently married?
Yep.
Right before that Omaha game.
Congratulations. Sosa behind the ball. Over to Thetsane. 2 touches to Abreu. That shot blocked. Comets maintain possession. 60 seconds to play. 60 seconds to play in the first half.
Oh, thank you, Clifford Wayne. 3-0 St. Louis. So one of the reasons I mentioned that, I said that goal different or goals allowed is the first tiebreaker. So right now, St. Louis has a 1-goal advantage over Kansas City. Something to watch.
Aha. 46 seconds left in the first half. Deflected into Neto. Neto with a low line drive. Avoids the 3-line violation. A shot! Oh, that was
going in.
That one almost went in. Andreas again making a bid for number 2. This one picked up by Lima.
Look at all these MASL fans messaging me this score. It's awesome.
On back to Lima. 12 seconds left. Lima, a give and go. Lima still there. Lima runs in. gets knocked down. Andreos out with it. Out to Lucas Sousa.
Out of time.
And there is the horn signaling the end of the first half. Well, first 30 minutes of soccer here in this 21-22 campaign in the books. Kansas City leads it 4-1 in the Central Cup. And we're going to stand by here just for a second to see if we can get somebody to talk to. Steve Serrano is back as our man down on the field. See here. Who do we got? Who do we got here? Doesn't look like we're gonna get anybody. Serrano, he's a man on an island.
Nobody wants to talk to Steve.
All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, with that, we're gonna send it to break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about another anniversary, another nugget in history, in Comets history. We'll do that next. 4-1 Comets at the half.
Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
Now I break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
Domino's new oven-baked dips are so new that we made a new commercial about their newness. Try new flavors like our cheesy marinara, baked apple, or hot and melty 5-cheese with our not new but still delicious twists. Carry out Domino's new oven-baked dips and twist combos or any 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Slow it down. Stokic into the target to Zilic. Zilic turns, fires, and bullet goes in! First Comets goal. All right, I don't know if you guys saw that
look
or heard
this
that.
way.
Yeah, that's right. We got to go this way. That actually was the answer to our trivia question that we had in the first quarter. Who scored the first goal in the rebirth of the Comets back on November 12, 2010? Your answer? Mirsad Zilic with the goal and the assist to Comets assistant coach Stefan Stokic. How about
Imagine that. The names, they just hang around, don't they?
I know, and you've got something else here that we're going to talk about here. What do you got for us?
We're going to talk about this. So this is the 40th anniversary of Comets soccer, and the first home win ever for the Kansas City Comets took place at Kemper Arena in November of 1981. And so you mentioned that this week is the anniversary of their first game. They lost in Denver against head coach Dave Clements, who wound up being the Comets head coach.
Yep.
But they came here, battled the Wings, and they won 5-4, if I could grab my notes. So Mike Dowler was in goal for Wichita. Game-winning goal in overtime from Marco Antonio Abascal, assist from the captain Clive Griffiths. And the fans went crazy at Kemper Arena, and that just sort of fueled up the rivalry with Wichita. But there have been great games over the years. We've been looking at highlights from 1986, 1988. A young Jim Schwab playing defender. He wound up becoming forward later on, but some of the great names in Comets history: Keith Furphy, Dale Mitchell, Jan Goosens, Kia, they've all been involved in this rugby.
Yeah. So, and, in that year in 1979 when the MISL awarded a franchise to Wichita, it's weird that it seems like they brought in a lot of European players, which was the kind of the MO back in the day, in the early days of the MISL. And
a lot of Danes, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Rudfed Christensen, Bornegard.
The Wizard eventually in '84.
Yeah, Eric Rasmussen.
So many great names from the Wings and the Comets back in the day.
No, absolutely, for sure. And so this rivalry's been great. A lot of goalkeepers over the years. I actually took notes here. So I think David Burchick, one of the greatest American goalkeepers ever played for both teams, Cliff Brown. Chris D'Amico from Rockhurst High School is here. Iron Mike Dowler played on both teams. So, quite a few goalies. And then somebody we talked to last year, Sinaldo.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing for Dallas last year.
Yeah,
so.
I wonder if he's going to pop up this year.
We never know where he's going to turn up, which is all good.
All right, we're having fun looking back in this anniversary season as we celebrate 40 years of the MISL and 30 years of the NPSL here in Kansas City. We'll take a break, and when we come back, let's talk to the Comets' managing partner, Mr. Brian Budzinski. We'll do that because there's a lot of stuff going on in the league. We'll pick his brain when we come back after this. All right, we are back live inside Cable Dahmer Arena here with the Comets managing partner here, Brian Budzinski, of course, color analyst Eric Bergroot. Okay, Bud, a lot of stuff going on this year. I don't know, let's see here. Where should we start? Oh, you know what? Let's start with the Comets first and foremost, and let's talk about our new partnerships that we have with media outlets this year. Comets fans are going to get the coverage that they have been wanting this year for many years, right?
Yeah, Nick, listen, the fans have been heard, if you will, and then I think it's also a testament to what the club's been doing over the last few years. Every game's going to be on Sports Radio 810, WHB throughout the season, or on the ESPN Kansas City. So on the radio side, that box is now checked, which is great. Chad Boger and his group's allowing us to broadcast games. So we're really excited to be, to have 810 as the official, broadcast partner. And then we've got 6 games. We're airing on 38 The Spot. So all our games on Sundays that we have, and then we get a game on a Wednesday, are all going to be on 38 The Spot live, which I think you guys are going to do a great job. I'm really excited for all that. And then, the kind of the last piece, a little bit is the Kansas City Star, right? And Jeff Rosen, the editor for the Star, he's got Sean Goodwin, and then we've also got Thad Bell, and doing some special contributions. And so each week, every Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what the schedule is, you'll have an article in the Star about what just got done happening from the previous week, and then looking up, and forward to the game, the upcoming weekend. So whether it's print, whether it's radio, or it's TV, we've got you covered.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we also are looking ahead to January with the United Soccer Coaches Convention coming to town. And kind of a big game at T-Mobile Center. You want to talk a little bit about the Comets' role in that week and then the lead up to that big game against the Tacoma Stars?
Yeah, listen, so Commissioner Tozer, right, new commissioner for the league, Keith has really been behind this. As you guys are aware, and maybe some of the fans, we had a game in 2012 at Sprint Center at that time, right, against the Wichita Wings. And so Keith came to us, and we started talking about having a showcase match. But this time, the MASL is going to have a presence at the convention. So Thursday, I believe you, Nick Vassos, are moderating. You've got Shep Messing, Keith Tozer, JP Delacamera, and a bunch of other dignitaries. Hopefully Vlaco Andonoski, Brian Smetzer, Brian Hall. I'm saying some names I might not supposed to be named, but it's okay. Yeah. So Thursday will be we'll have that presence. Then Friday we'll have a meet and greet that'll be out, and then we obviously got the big game on Saturday, and we're going to have all those coaches be involved, lots of dignitaries. We're going to play the Tacoma Stars, a legacy brand, if you will. Every season, every front row ticket, we put those things up for pre-sale. First 2 rows sold out in the first 3 hours. Game's January 22nd, fellas. We put that on sale a month and a half ago. So we're excited. They're going to be really good.
Oh, that's exactly. So I'm just, Eric and I, we're looking back and we're connecting all of the decades of indoor soccer together, whether it be the original MISL, the NPSL, MISL 2 and 3. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on, there's so many generations. You just look to Kyle McCloggin and his dad, Doug. And, what do you think about this generational thing and making connections throughout all of the years?
Nick, I myself grew up running around the rafters at Kemper Arena chasing the orange and black Spalding ball, right? That's the original MISL. I love watching guys like JD, Jeff Davis, Nate Hauser, Kia, as they kind of progressed. And the Attack they won a couple championships, and they were a great brand and did well here. And then we launched, right, in 2010 as the MAISL 3, if you will. And so to see that transformed, the MASL now in with these, Shep Messing, Keith Tozer, JP Delacamera, what's happening now, it's almost like, things are, Commissioner Tozer is called this thing Back to the Future, right, if you will. And that's what's happening, I feel like, is you're seeing all that, and there's a lot of excitement. And then you mentioned, Kyle McCloggin's playing. His father played for our club. Yeah. And you're seeing those names kind of come through. Hundelt, right? Megson, McCloggin, right? Yeah. Now, you're getting those. You're getting the kids that grew up. Now they're the kids representing the clubs, and I think that's really special.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So we talked right at the start about the GK possession rule. Seems that a few people are concerned about this. Maybe not us. From a strategy perspective, how do you think the Comets are going to approach this? Not just from the defensive side, but also in terms of how you might press differently this year.
So I think one, you're seeing it in this game is we've got a lot of possession, but we don't quite know where we're going with the ball. Okay, right? So from a strategy standpoint, I don't think everybody knows where they want to be playing, okay, right? Just where should I move? Now I got to move a little bit more. The other 5 field players, you've got to get off the ball for the guy that's on the ball. These guys are professionals. We've been training. We knew the rule was coming down probably 2 or 3 weeks. Commissioner Tozer called us, asked if we do it for the exhibition match. So Leo and Stefan and Alan, we've been training with it the whole entire time. But that doesn't mean that they know what, you roll the ball out live and it still feels a little different, and that's what I'm seeing out here. I think these guys will adjust to it. I'm interested to see how the game, as a fan, purely as a fan, if you told me if I watched those 4 semifinal matches that we held here in Kansas City, I don't know that the games could be any more exciting. Right?
No doubt about it.
But I'm interested to see what the game's going to be like now, where the safety net of the goalkeeper's speed is not available.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting. I'm so excited about this year. I know I've talk to you about it. You've been excited about this year for a long time, and It's just getting started, folks, and we're going to have a lot of fun this year. There's going to be a lot coming our way, and we've got everybody back this year. Everybody's franchise is getting fired up. Fans back in the stands.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we had 6 or 7 teams that sat out last year. These guys are fired up. I talk to Tommy Tanner all the time. This guy's ready to go. He's signing dudes every other day. Every time
Ronaldinho's playing for them.
Every time I check Twitter, Tommy Tanner signed another player. I don't know what the roster is, but every time he's got another guy on there. The teams are ready to go. I know. Talking to Lane, he's excited to have fans back in the ShoWare Arena and in San Diego and Ontario. I'm excited. We went through what we went through last year, and everybody, there's a new sense of urgency, right, and enthusiasm within the league and the ownership groups, and I'm excited to see how the season plays out.
All right. Well, thanks for dropping by for the visit, Brian. Brian Budzinski, the Comets managing partner. And, hey, don't be a stranger. Come back, visit us again, catch up.
We even have a headset for you this year.
Yeah.
Listen, everything's being upgraded, right? All the way across the board. Commissioner Kozer calls it league first. It's like, well, team first is happening a whole lot around here, But listen, I appreciate what you guys do. I'm biased. I think we got the best in the league, and I'm proud, and we try to give you guys as much stuff to help you do your job. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate the help too. All right, Brian, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll catch up with you again. Let's take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have third quarter action coming up next.
I was a little scared coming in here. I didn't know what to expect, didn't know what the team was going to look like. But then, as I said again, as I came in here Monday, I was like, wow, this is going to be a really good squad. But I knew the European teams, they love football. Football is their culture. Football is everything to them. So I knew they were going to be good. They were going to be great on the ball. And I knew it was going to be a tough, hard tournament. So that was good coming into here.
Alongside Eric Bergerud, I'm Nick Vassinos. Thanks for being here for the Central Cup, MASL TV on YouTube. It's great to have you here. We've had a fun first half with the Comets leading 4-1. And a nice chat there with the Comets managing partner, Mr. Brian Budzinski. So we've had goals by Lucas Sousa, Benji, Rian Marquez. That gave the Comets a 3-0 lead. And then Jared Robbins tallied the lone goal for the Wichita Wings to make it 3-1. And then Andreos, one of the youngsters, a trialist for the Comets, gives them a 4-1 lead.
With the leap into the stands.
Yeah, to see it, it looked like he hugged his dad. And oh my gosh, it reminded me of the Omaha FC game. Yeah, right? Bobby Jeffrey. Golly, what an incredible story Bobby Jeffrey had for the Omaha. I mean, just incredible. All right, we are back underway, so let's head down to the field here. We Comets leading 4-1, and they are moving left to right as we view action here from Cable Dahmer Arena. Lucas Sousa with a good steal. Rolls over it a couple of times, cuts it back to his right, pokes it in there, and Hammerski makes an easy save.
So I remember last year when we were talking to Brian Budzinski about the Central Cup. He's like, we're coming to win this all, and he was serious about this. The rules are different this year. So it's not like you take out all 3 teams and then you've won. It's going to be interesting to see not only how they finish this game, but how they approach Omaha tomorrow in terms of, do we need to play more defense with the thought that maybe St. Louis could win both games too? Or did they just say, we're just going to play our game, and if St. Louis wins it, it was just on a tiebreaker. But let me be clear, I don't take beating Omaha for granted, and we knew they were going to give us a game.
In
August, and they'll come ready to play tomorrow, no doubt.
Braithwaite trying to chip one over Neto. Braithwaite, the former Comet, Oh, Togba. Faked out a wings player, gets it to Sosa, who's playing far post for Nick McDonald making a run. And it's kicked out of bounds.
So when I talked to Commissioner Tozer, we were talking about glass down versus glass up and how many times a game it's impacted by going glass down. So it's going to be interesting to see when we get through the Central Cup, in the regular season, what do the arenas look like?
Here's Sosa. Nope, he dummies it. Shot by Thet Sane, just wide. Rebound comes off to Sosa.
See, they would have, in years past, gone straight back to Neto. Notice that Sosa looked up, decided I'm going to go to Ellis instead.
You know, last year during the COVID season, well, we had to hold that thought just 1 second. Here come the Wings on the attack. Forward it comes. Shot saved by Neto. Good save there by Nicolau. That one off the foot of Branson Felty. Yeah, with the glass up last year, I think it may have kind of turned around somebody's opinions about the glass down versus glass up. You know, I think a lot of people thought, hey, this is kind of fun. You know, the games were very, very quick. They moved quickly.
All I know is I was glass up before everybody else was glass up. So.
Well, I was one of those people who were glass down, and then I saw the action on the field, and it was refreshing to see the game played sort of in a different way.
Well, and one of the challenges this league's going to face is as it tries to position itself for different TV outlets, right, where a 2-hour time window makes more sense than a 3-hour time window. What do you do to keep the game going?
Good point. Comets on offense. Benji Monreal. He's scored a header in the first quarter. Pretty nice goal there by Benji. Over to the far side. That's Sane. On back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin forward. Benji is over there. Long with Henry Ramirez. Played back to Kyle. Then over to Thet Sane. He's got a big left foot. He likes moving that direction. Kicked away by Wichita. Comets are operating a lot on the defensive half of the Wings. Here's Thet Sane. Thought about teeing one up.
Oh, why not try to bike? Didn't quite get there.
Benji was climbing on the seat. He didn't pull the trigger. Ball never came to him. Meanwhile, a battle in the referee's crease for the ball. And it's won by the Comets.
So you spoke earlier about that core of players that started in 2010,
yeah,
but then hung and hung and hung. This team looks a lot younger than that core did near the end of its stint. Just the pace is so much different.
Yeah. Sousa, Lucas Sousa. Park University grad.
I have two of his. He came by to see me. I had to show him his 2 jerseys that are in my office at Park University.
I've seen them. They're proudly displayed.
They are.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Lucas. Sends one across the box. McLaughlin fires one in there. Off target. Wichita just trying to clear it out of their last third. Back to Ten Eyck. Up to the half line, Sandavari.
Nice chest.
To Sodal. McLaughlin. 10 minutes to play in the third. Comets lead 4-1. Comets and the Ambush will kick off the MASL regular season coming up on November 26th. It'll kick off in St. Louis.
I'm sort of torn because they changed the start time to 5 o'clock, and I was thinking to myself, all right, so I really, the day before announcing, I really don't need to drive there and drive back, but how much turkey will I have eaten?
Right, I know. I was thinking the same thing too. You know what? We can sit at home and watch it on YouTube. I am so thankful that we're back on this YouTube platform. So many more fans will have access to it. And we know why. Last year they went up to the Facebook model, pay-per-view. because some teams, most teams, they needed a revenue source with no fans in the stands. That made perfect sense. So hope you're enjoying the broadcast on YouTube. Every game of the MASL will be on YouTube. Here in Kansas City, we'll also have 38th The Spot as another outlet and on radio. You're going to be heard everywhere,
That's
Mr. Bergrud.
That's going to be interesting in terms of how we call simulcast. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll have a meeting. Another one.
It'll be like, fans, you can't see it, but on the far side, 5 cookie jars just exploded.
Here's Nacho. Nacho almost snuck it by Hammerski. Hammerski throws it long. Braithwaite. Boy, Braithwaite, he looks like a defensive tackle for the football team.
Let's just say he looks a lot bigger than he did when he played with the Comets last, huh?
Ramirez up to Togba and James. By the way, we did not get a chance to talk to Stephen Hammerski at halftime. We are saving that interview, and we will let you know when we are able to play that one back.
Thank you. I had a great talk with him. Oh.
Yes.
I wanted to mention, since you name dropped, since Bud name dropped him, in terms of people who played on both these teams, how about Vlatko Andonovski?
Oh my gosh, of course. He might be the biggest one on the list.
Yeah.
Neto shaking that left hand. Yeah, Vlatko. That should be a 2. That should be a 2. And here it comes. Yeah, Henry Ramirez will be sent off for tripping. And a shootout will happen.
That is correct.
So Wichita will, with the shootout opportunity here, a chance to trim the Comets' lead to 2.
Blue card is given.
So what you want to do, you want to press that defender.
2 minutes for pulling.
And Ramirez was stuck.
Penalty box.
Took down Feldy.
Shootout.
You want to see forwards press like that. Don't make it too easy for teams to pull the ball out of their zone. And there you go. And a good scoring opportunity here for the Wings.
Neto is still in there for the Comets. Thought we might see Meisner in the second half, but Neto's still in there.
Taylor Henry?
Yep.
Hammerski doing some light housekeeping. Thank you, Stephen.
First shootout of the season. Touch. Another touch. Shot. Goal! Taylor Henry. And that makes it 4-2.
He's like, yeah, no worries. Had it all the time.
I think that went 5-hole.
So what do? You put yourself in a position, you wait for the goalie to commit. 5-hole.
All right, 4-2, and Henry gets his first on the night. That should go a long way in maybe cementing his position on the Wings side for this upcoming MASL 2 season for those guys. And as we mentioned before, just the Wichita was in the finals, M2 finals, with the Cleveland Crunch last year. Cleveland winning it all.
In Wichita.
Yeah, and Wichita had, that is a banger from McCloggin. And you can see what a special player this guy is.
That was a 3-point goal there, Nick Vassos. Turn back the clock, multi-point scoring. That was behind the yellow line. He's like,
wow,
I just rattled 6 cookie jars. Lucas Sosa. Ball just finds its way back to McCloggin.
Oh, my.
Big time top shelf.
That's a Shazam.
Right
through the hands.
Oh, just like, no.
Risky's like, what?
I'm not touching that thing. Let's take a break. 7:36. 5-2 Comets lead. There's Lucia Thetsang, second-year player for the Comets. 1-2, 1-2. There we go. All right. You know, we talked about. I just got a text from Brian Harris. Did that shot bring back memories of a flashback when you were in goal at practice? Yes, it does, Mr. Brian Harris, number 25.
Yeah, imagine that, number 25.
He wore 25 like McCloggin did. Yep. And so for Fox 4, 1 year back in the day, I came out to practice and we did a live shot. And, of course, what did they do? They put me in goal with my glasses on, and they gave me some goalkeeper gloves. They didn't even give me a helmet. Didn't even give me a face mask either. And they decided to fire shots at me in goal. Of course, I have no idea what I'm doing. And the ball is whizzing by my head at 90 miles an hour. And Brian Harris has one of the hardest shots in all of the game. And as Benji Monreal... Anyway, so the ball goes whizzing by me, and I thank goodness, because any one of those shots could have taken my head clean off from the shoulders. And the players loved it, but thank goodness. So foul called on the Comets, and good to hear from you, Mr. Brian Harris. We were talking about you earlier on in this rebirth of the Comets. Brian Harris, you were here 11 years ago today inside this arena playing on November 12th, 2010, the Comets rebirth that year. And Brian Harris sure was a big, big part of the Comets championship season in 2013-14. In fact, he was the series MVP. Scored the game-winning goal.
That was an amazing team.
Yeah.
Got the banner up in the rafters, too. MISL champions 2014.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good to hear from you, Mr. Harris. Toe poke shot there by Sosa.
Another kick save.
Yeah. 5-2 our score, 6:21 to play in the third.
You also heard from Cherry Pip on Twitter.
Hey, the Pipster.
Yeah.
Love the Pipster. She's got a sticky bun recipe that I've got to try sometime. I haven't tried it yet.
You need to bring him to a broadcast.
I know it. Front and center Sosa. Left side Rian Marquez. Knocked away by Robbins of the wings. But that's to the feet of Thetsang. Now right side Sosa's got some space. Rolls it into the corner. Shot. Goal!
Rub those hands again, Ryan Marquez.
There it is. Marquez gets his second on the night.
Sosa had so much time to look, and saw Marquez back post. We'll check it out on the replay.
Kansas City Comets!
Sosa, plenty of time. Just back post, typical indoor poacher goal. Rian Marquez rubbed those hands. That's his second. Like to see him get hot.
Yeah.
Look how he just walked past the defender. Defender lost track of him. That's what you want to see. Count it. 6-2.
What do you think the potential is for Rian Marquez?
Up.
Yeah.
So he was hot last year, and then it seemed like the referees were watching his physical play, and then Adam James wound up picking up the scoring load for the Comets, and then it wound up being him. I think what you want are options at every line, and not just be the one guy.
Yeah.
For misconduct.
It's just going to be interesting because this is a slightly different team than last year, and you've got Big Mike on his line.
Goal assist by number 19, John Sosa.
Riyad just to me looks like a player who has so much potential in this league. He's a big, strong player with good touch. Smart player. I think his potential is, this is just his second year. And Comets have lots of players like that. Several players like that who are young and very talented. And Brian Budzinski has put together a team that Leo Gibson and all the players believes got a chance to win it all this year.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Leo Gibson.
Yeah.
What position is he playing this year?
I don't know. There's a D and an F by him. It could be defender, forward. I suppose it could be midfielder too, right?
Guess wherever he wants to go. He did play sixth attacker too last year.
And he started at defender on this day 11 years ago.
How about that? Scored a three-pointer. Brad Crossley called me out for mentioning multi-point scoring. He says, don't give anybody any ideas. I'm not in the business of giving people ideas. I'm in the business of having fun for 60 minutes, and whether anybody pays attention, I don't know.
Maybe we should talk about that some game.
We should. Hey, no, remember we talked about this last year, and I said it was like 90s boy bands. You just can't help yourself. You really should, but you're just like, oh.
Well, that's
a catchy beat.
Right. It was 20-9, that first game
right.
11 years ago against the Milwaukee Wave. Here's Nick McDonald looking for Lucas Sousa on the far side for the far post. I just think it's fun to talk about.
Just having flashbacks of Larry Julius cranking up from distance for the attack.
Here come the Wings. Down the right side. Drive. And it's eventually knocked out of bounds. And shaking up on that play is Christian Lima. And looks like he may have turned an ankle. And
you mentioned Brian Haynes. There was somebody who could unleash for 3 points. Left foot.
Yeah.
Good to see him back up.
Yeah.
They've got a game tomorrow. Got to get on the road to the Family Arena. This isn't unusual for Wichita back in the day, where you would have Wichita, Kansas City, and St. Louis all in the same division, and make for some interesting trips.
Hey, Comets fans.
Some hard feelings between all three cities, too, when it comes to North soccer.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I was looking back on the playoff series with Kansas City and Wichita, and the playoffs for the Wings, are filled with tears. They never made a conference final. I don't think they ever made it to the finals. They certainly didn't win a championship, and they got knocked out several times by the Comets.
They did, and so that was what made this summer so much more bitter, because they finally had a chance to win a championship at home. Took care of Chicago. They were there.
Yeah.
Just ran into a quality Cleveland team, and there you go.
It was the 96-97 year. The Wings had the Comets on the ropes, and they were able to rally back and win that 3-game series, and eventually went on to win the NPSL title.
Well, you go back to 92-93 when all the old MISL teams came in, and Wichita had signed Tattoo, and everybody thought they're just going to go undefeated and beat everybody. Didn't work out that way, right?
No, it didn't. But here's Ramirez. Oh, what a goal by Henry. Correction, Felipe Abreu.
Kiss that ring.
Abreu with a really special goal there. Can't wait to see the replay on this one.
We'll make that 7-2. We'll check the turn by Abreu. 5-hole on Hammerski. And the proper Hammerski, the turn was just so quick you couldn't get his feet set. Look at that.
Oh, man, what a special goal.
Yep.
Abreu, as Eric pointed out, recently married. So 7-2 now, Kansas City on top of Wichita. Trio of Brazilians right there. Rian Marquez, Lucas Sousa, and Felipe.
And here's the thing about the Wings. They're going to be fine. They're trying out different players. Had an opportunity to talk the other day to Blake Shoemaker, who really helped us out with lineups, etc.
Yep.
They're trying to put back the magic in Wichita. They had a great run this past summer in M2, and they're looking forward to building on that success. And if you think about indoor soccer in America, there are a few communities with the history that Wichita has.
For your Kansas City Comets, number 8, Felipe Abreu. Goal scorer number 33, James Takla. Goal scorer 11.
Ellis just got a warning there. If you never had an opportunity to watch a game in the old Kansas Coliseum, talk about decibels. That place rocks. When 9,800 or so is the capacity, and I think when you added all the people that were standing in the concourse, there might have been a few more than that, but that place got loud.
I can still remember driving the bus down the turnpike. There's a drive by Braithwaite, good save by Neto. Well, you're right, Eric. That was that old barn was just terrific. So many great players that played there.
We talk about Chico Borja. Here's the thing about Chico Borja, as well as Gino Schiraldi. They never played for the other team. Can you imagine Chico Borja playing for the Comets?
No.
Can you imagine Gino Schiraldi playing for the Wings? No. It was mutual. The fans didn't like the other guy in either city. We missed Chico for sure, though.
I'll tell you this: there was 1 year when the Wings visited the Comets at Kemper Arena. They TAC at the time. The Wings announcer and my position, we were right next to each other on the half line, up in the lower level. And the announcer for the Wings was just being god awful, just being completely outrageous and just being way out of line. He was complaining about everything. He was complaining about the referees. He was complaining about the attack players. He was complaining about the fans. We got into it live on the air up in the booth. I reached around the corner and I told this guy to shut up, quit complaining, call the game. And he, fired back at me. So
no punches were thrown.
Yeah, no, thank goodness. But it was a little bit of a scrap. So it wasn't just on the field. The announcers were almost getting into it also. Restart Wichita, top of the arc. The drive, and Neto makes the save. Boy, that one came in at blazing speed off the foot of David Lucio.
That was the right move, too. Try to get it through the wall. Neto had it seen all the way.
Another drive. That one off target. McCloggin touches it towards the half line, and Hendereos is pushed down. And
everybody wants it, too. Sure.
Oh, he put his hand in his pocket.
And there
it is. Delayed call there, and he is going to be sent off. I think that's Taylor Henry.
All right, so you know what would be interesting? I thought Neto was going to play up. No, he's moving back. It would have been really interesting on the power play. Why not pull the goalie up a little bit and see what happens?
Blue card has been assessed to Wichita Wings number 2, Taylor Henry, 2 minutes for pushing. He ends the mark for his return ball penalty.
The Comets will go on the power play here for the first time.
Presented by Sheet Metal Workers.
He joins his teammate.
The professor says, "Don't mess with Nick the Body Vasquez."
I think the professor must be done watching the University of Minnesota hockey game.
Yeah, he's back in his room.
We were talking about you if your ears were burning, Professor. Here's Sosa, front and center. Kevin Ellis.
He'll want that one back, too.
Kevin's had a couple that he would like to pull back.
How about a guy who had an amazing final game for the Comets? Wore number 27 a few years ago, went to Benedictine.
27.
His first and last initials are the same. Maybe started with a G.
27. Benedictine. G. All right.
Guy Gomez?
Oh, Guy Gomez!
Says Eric and Nick, what a duo. Comets games are better with you guys.
Professor, we are excited to have you on board. There it is. Kevin Ellis, third time is a charm. Kept that one low and got it across the line.
Shots low, guys. Nate Herron's stretching his pipes a little bit. So good ball movement. Tagba. Sosa. One-timer. Players trying to go on the ground. Ellis found the back corner. 8-2 Comets. That's a little bit better from the Comets.
Yeah.
They're in the third quarter.
5 straight goals for the Comets. Actually, 6 straight goals by the Comets.
No, because they had the shootout.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Taylor Henry had the shootout there at the beginning of this quarter. That's right. So 4 straight. You know what? We are going to get a chance to talk to Stephen Hammerski.
Had a great interview with him.
So maybe since we're at the end of the quarter,
let's do it.
You want to toss?
Let's go. Let's get my interview with Stephen Hammerski, goalkeeper for the Wichita Wings. We're back. It's halftime. You're watching the Kansas City Comets hosting their longtime rival, Wichita Wings, right here, Central Cup action on MASL TV. I'm here with Wichita goalkeeper Stephen Hammerski. Welcome to our show.
Happy to be here.
So this is your first time here, but we'll get to that. So I was doing a little research on you, and according to your LinkedIn profile, you're a proficient communicator. So we're going to put that to the test tonight. Well, you put it out there, so there you go. So you're both an indoor goalkeeper and a police officer. How is communication in those roles similar and different?
Well, it's super big. Your tone really conducts everything. When you're dealing with somebody out, that maybe it's an accident and they really want to go out there and interact, but you got to let, the firefighters and other police officers, keep them at bay. It's your tone really dictates everything. It's the same thing on the field. It is chaotic. You still feel a lot of stress during those moments, and it's how your tone, that's how people will receive it and they'll react accordingly.
So last year, the Wings made a really strong run in the inaugural Central Cup. What did your team learn from that competition that will prepare you for this weekend's competition?
A lot of it, comes from our coach. He's very defensive-minded, and one of the things he really strives for us to do is everybody gets behind the ball. Nobody's above defending, and I think that's really what, not necessarily learned, but definitely solidified our belief in him on that.
So, as you know, both the MASL and M2 leagues experienced some COVID-related adjustments last season. What was it like competing in the summer and with MASL players loaned to multiple teams?
It was pretty fun. I got to see my buddy James Togba again. He got to play with us, and that was always a good time. It definitely was it was kind of sad because there wasn't as many fans that could come to the games, and that really is what we do this for, is the atmosphere. That's what we as players enjoy the most, are the fans, and so I think those would probably be the biggest.
So, as I mentioned earlier, this isn't your first time here. You've not only played in this your arena previously, but also as a member of the Kansas City Comets.
Yeah.
What do you expect from the home team tonight?
Well, I'm really good friends with Bud and Leo and James and stuff, and they won't tell me tactics. I was trying to get some info, but apparently they're my coercion skills aren't that good. But I know Leo. I know he's very much about culture, and I think that's going to be a huge thing for the Comets this year, is just that solid culture they have of guys. And they sniped one of our better players, Benji Price, which I'm still a little salty about. But
So, Stephen, good luck tonight here. Good luck on your return trip to the Family Arena, which was a successful trip last Central Cup.
Yes, sir.
You've been watching our halftime interview with Wichita goalkeeper Stephen Hammerski. We will be right back. You're watching Central Cup Soccer on MASL TV.
Good to catch up there with Mr. Hammerski. Good job, Eric.
He seems to be doing well, enjoying life. He's had a good game. You can't really fault him on the goals tonight. He's made a lot of saves. Gets down really fast, too.
If you are joining us late, and some of the fans here reaching out to us on social media asking about the new rule, and
Love it.
One fan asked me, is it messed up the game? No, it hasn't. In fact, neither goalie has been charged with a foul in the new rule. So honestly, it hasn't been a factor yet. But again, Wichita is not high pressuring the Comets and vice versa.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. There's certain goalkeepers I'm waiting to see in terms of how they adjust and whether they move. I think our friend Mr. Vanzela being one of them.
Yeah.
How are they going to play this season? And are we going to see them go fast out of their box?
Here's McDonald with a chance, and Nick McDonald right out of the gate scores.
Sunflower State representing.
Look at that smile from Nicky McDonald. Comets lead 9-2.
So you appear on In the Box Monday and then you score on Friday. Is that how it works?
I think so.
Apparently it is. Good break. Marquez through ball. One time. Nothing Hammerski could do. Count at 9-2. A lot of guys getting on the scoreboard tonight, Nick Vassos.
Yeah. Good to see. And, of course, Nick McDonald, we've talked about, head coach for Sunflower FC. And his team was sort of involved in the MASL recently with the loss of keepers in St. Louis. Paulo, sadly, the knee injury will not be available this year. So who are they going to now?
So Tito Favela, they signed from Sunflower State. We'll see if comes another goal.
Oh, Marquez! Another one!
Love those hands.
Hat trick for Rian Marquez. Comets are now into double digits. It's 10-2.
Adam Granatella said Nick McDonald scored the goal of the Central Cup. That was a topic of conversation on the show the other night. It's going to be interesting now. We'll take a look at Marquez's third goal. Giveaway, takeaway, Nacho, Marquez went underneath again. Hammerski's going to be like, leave my 5-hole alone. You've done enough tonight. But so it's an interesting strategy here because I would argue that this would be a good opportunity for the Comets just to seal the deal on defense because you don't want to give up too many more goals if you want a chance at winning the Central Cup outright here. Scoring 20 goals, well, they won't score 20 goals, but scoring 15 goals doesn't do you much good. Holding it down to 2 could.
30 seconds into the fourth quarter, a hat trick for Rian Marquez, assisted by Nacho.
Foul called on the Comets. Kyle McClagan, the guilty party. David Lucio looking for perhaps a little bit more on that call. Action back underway. Driven in there by Kevin Tenike. Comets are back the other way. Lucio and Ramirez giving chase. Ramirez working hard in the corner. Now back the other way come Wichita. They get a chance here. Here's Robbins with a drive saved by Neto.
Good defense there by Betson. He's looked good today. Neto has. It always helps when you can see the shots coming.
Comets lead 10-0, and keep in mind that they're playing without Mike De Silva, who's back in Milwaukee, and he's battling some vertigo issues. Adam James also not here tonight. He is in the concussion protocol. Ramon Palmer, he is on rest right now with some knee work that he had done in the offseason. Here's that same right at the top of the arc, had it poked away by the wings, but it comes off to the Comets. Comets also playing without Ray Lee who just got into camp, and Leo Gibson, he is just coaching tonight. He has not played. So 5 players who would normally be in the rotation are not tonight for the Comets.
But the good news about Ray Lee, he's signed for the full season.
Yeah.
He's not leaving early to go play in the USL, and they will need him down the stretch. He is that left foot.
Oh. Devastating.
Yep.
Comets coming back right to left. Lucas, near side Benji. Benji into the corner to Felipe Abreu. That's on the right side, far side. Back to Togba. Comets signaling for some changes. Sosa boots it into the corner. Togba's there, and Togba! What a finish with the left foot. James Togba.
Well, he was our highlighted player for the Comets at the beginning of the game. He came through with a goal there. Sure, he's had opportunities in practice multiple times to shoot against Hammerski. Nothing Hammerski could do, other than maybe the angle he took. Oh, then he turned. Yeah, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
If he's like, don't kill me.
You know, if you're looking for an interesting follow on Instagram, follow James Togba. He's like, he does these skill, what do you call them? Skill demonstrations or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So amazing things he does with the soccer ball.
So the bad news, we didn't get it in the interview, but Hammerski had this thing going with Togba and with Benji, who played together, that there was no way both of them were going to score on him tonight. Oh, really? What happened? Togba might have had a little bit more incentive on that one.
No
put that
kidding.
Away.
Wow. Yep, both of them.
Yep.
From Sosa, and 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
It'd be fun to hear the conversation between those three after the game.
Oh, yeah.
11 minutes and 38 seconds to play in this one. 11-2. Comets on top.
Dr. Neil Kelly, TDS, is pleased to offer his patients convenient, comprehensive dental care.
Let's see if we can get an update on the score over in St. Louis.
Dentist of the Comets, call him at 816-942.
I want to remind you that coming up tomorrow, the Kansas City Comets and the Omaha Kings are going to be playing at Family Arena. That game is going to kick off at 3:30. Again, that'll be tomorrow, November the 13th, 3:30 Central Time, and YouTube will have the game for you.
5-0. All you have to do is put it out there, Nick, and someone's going to send us a score. 5-0 St. Louis.
5-0. Fantastic. Got it.
6.5 left to play, and so what's interesting is that if it stays like that, it gives St. Louis an advantage going into tomorrow. Because once again, it's not goal differential; it's goals against is the #1 tiebreaker.
Oh, okay. Well, that is different. All right, we got another nugget from the professor we'd like to pass along here from Professor Holland. November 13th, which is tomorrow, is a day basically where it all began for the Comets. They played their first ever game that meant anything in Denver at McNichols Arena against the Avalanche. And the Comets fell 5-3 in their first ever game in the MISL against the Avalanche.
Coached by
Dave Clements.
That's right.
He is one of 2 people who played in the very first game in Comets history and also were a part of the last game in Comets history. Can you tell me both of them? And I know you know the answer, Eric.
So the Denver one, I know, and so he's coaching there.
Yep.
The Comets one, they got knocked out by the Cleveland Crunch in 1991 in 7 games?
The original Comets. So I'm just thinking the original Comets.
Oh, I'm thinking about the original Comets too. So they played in the they were in the Major Soccer League East.
Yep.
They played Cleveland, unless I'm getting my years wrong. in the semis that year and got knocked out, unless I got it wrong.
So the way I have it with the professor is that Dave Clements was the head coach of the Avalanche, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Dave Clements ended up being the coach for the Comets in their final year, right for the Comets.
And who did they lose to?
They lost to Wichita.
That can't be right. We'll have to look this up. You know you're listening, Professor. Walk me through this.
Okay, I'm screwing this up here, but the other person involved is Gino Schiraldi. Gino Schiraldi played in the first game in Denver, and then he played in the last game.
Yep.
So there's your trivia question.
There you go. Just got a note from Dominic Francis. Missed you guys. Good luck for the season. Shame we're not coming that way. See you in the playoffs. we look forward to seeing. And Dave, speaking of teams with anniversaries, check out the Harrisburg Heat's anniversary 30-year jerseys. They are sharp.
I saw
Purple
those.
with white sleeves. They're great.
Yeah.
Dom, good luck to you, Willie B, and the guys
100%.
this season.
No doubt. So, by the way, in that game, way back in the day, the Comets, when they traveled to Denver, that game featured Marquez, by the way, lays it off to McDonald. McDonald tried to shoot it in there. That one blocked by the wings. Do you remember a player by the name of Magic Man, Gerald Celestin?
I don't, but I'm sure you're going to tell me about him.
Apparently, he was the Magic Johnson of the MISL back in those days. Played 1 year for the Comets.
Goal, that's 4.
4 goals for Rian Marquez. You know, I thought he was going to be Cleveland. You know, Rian Marquez, you know, he's a pretty good player, you know.
He is a pretty good player.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Let's take a look. Goal number 4. Just sort of a missed kick from McDonald, and then the ball trickles. So what are you going to do, Marquez? You're going to turn your player, and you're going to go to your left.
Oh.
Nothing that goalkeeper Stephen Hammerski can do. 12-2. Professor vindicated me, Nick Vassos.
I'm sure he has. I know I screwed it up.
They lost to Cleveland in the MLS playoffs, and then Cleveland, of course, lost to the San Diego Sockers, led by MVP goalkeeper Victor Nogueira. So, and here's why I mentioned Victor Nogueira. We'll take a break. I'll pick that up.
7:55. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Mike DePasquale. This is Kansas City. This is my town. I started a personal injury law firm here because I wanted to help people here. And that's what my team and I do every single day. If you're hurt in Kansas City, I've got this.
Be physical. Separate yourself. Pop it over the defender.
Get on! Step!
Draw the defender in.
Tackle! Turn! Go hard! No shot!
One more defender to beat. Got a battle. Bent ball, far post. To get to a different level, you have to train at a different level.
Select Physical Therapy is focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select's centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's referral to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Here we are. We're back. I got a chance to finish my story, Nick Vassos.
Let's hear it.
All right, Victor Nogueira, two-time MVP goalkeeper for the San Diego Sockers, ultimately played for Milwaukee Wave. We wouldn't have modern goalkeeping were it, well, it would have eventually evolved, but Victor Nogueira is the one who took us into the era of goalkeepers playing the ball out with their feet with comfort.
Yeah.
And back in the day, the idea of passing the ball back to the goalkeeper, you wouldn't want to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper. So he really transformed the game. One of the all-time greats. As we sort of like lean toward the 50-year anniversary of indoor soccer.
So good. And his career in Milwaukee also incredible. Absolutely incredible. So many great games to keep the Wave ahead of the Comets. I remember my very first game as a broadcaster was at Bradley Center, and Victor Nogueira was in goal, and there were 12,000 people there at the Bradley Center, and I'm looking up at this arena, and the Comets are in there playing, and they're doing their thing, and the fans are doing their thing. Van McNeil is out there waving his towel, and Tom Wynn is in the booth right next to me giving the fist pump every time that they score, and I'm like, wow, what's going on here? This is big time.
But we take for granted, the Paulos, the Vanzelas, the goalkeepers of today.
Yep.
It's amazing the progression of goalkeeping from back in those days, and we take for granted the skilled goalkeepers, not only great with their feet, but great shot stoppers today. I mean, for me, I know that I took a little bit of grief from people last year when I would dare challenge that nothing was the best in 1987. But if you look at across the board, the goalkeeping today, what they can do, it's sensational.
I'm glad you did it. It spurred a lot of conversation.
People know how to find me.
Yeah. Abreu!
He's feeling it.
Holy cow, kiss the ring. It's now 13-2. And Felipe's got his second on the night.
Well, we were saying at halftime, it was a little bit slow offensively. Okay, second half came out. Abreu blocked. He finds the ball again. Oh, rattle those cookie jars.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight goals by the Comets. 9.
That's what you want to do, is finish strong in the second half?
Scoring for Kansas City, number 8, Felipe Abreu. Assistant number 16, Henry Ramirez.
We've got 6:14 left to play in the game. Ali Soto out with the ball, trying to split the defenders, moving to the right, attempting to cut it back in, but Taylor Henry with good defense back there for the Wings.
He's played a lot against this team, having come from Omaha Kings. Be interesting for him tomorrow, seeing his old team.
Yeah.
In a neutral site.
Sosa.
So this worked out better for Gino Schiraldi this time. First time he did the opening kick.
Right.
Milwaukee took the Comets to task, and here, a little bit better result.
Gino's number 2, retired in the rafters here at Cable Dahmer Arena. Alan Mayer's 0 up there hanging on either side of the Comets championship banner of 2014.
Nice nudge. Two-handed push from Ellis. He's like, who, me? He dove.
Kevin.
That's his third of the half.
A little bit of press here from the Comets. You like to see this? Why not go for 5? Right into the
that one. Had the net not stopped that one, it might have been out on I-70.
So we were talking to Brian Budzinski about the press at halftime, and so now you see the Comets pushing a little bit. They're going to have to press time after time this season, so it'll be interesting to see when Leo Gibson and Stefan Stokic decide, okay, let's go.
Again, the regular season opens up November 26th in St. Louis. The Comets and the Ambush will kick off the MASL season in the Gateway City. And then the series will come back the following day on the 27th here to Cable Dahmer Arena. So the I-70 series will start things off here in this 21-22 campaign.
We'll get to see some old friends. We get to see some old friends. Nick Vassos, the Milwaukee Wave, will be here a few times. Oh, just wait till the Baltimore Blast comes here. Just wait. And I know there's at least 2 Blast fans who are watching. Just wait to see what we have in store for that broadcast.
Oh, my.
We get to see Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of teams. And, of course, that game against Tacoma at the T-Mobile Center. That'll be something.
That's during the United Soccer Coaches Convention here in downtown Kansas City.
And it feels like we haven't played the Sidekicks for a while, so we need to see them
Yeah.
again. Sidekicks were here a lot
Yeah, they
last
were.
year, yeah?
4:25, 13-2. Comets in control. Togba sends it around the boards.
One on the backside of Hammerski.
That was crazy. That was whizzing right across the goal mouth. And a foul called on the Comets.
So again, St. Louis last time we saw was still holding a shutout against Omaha, and so that puts a little bit more pressure on the Comets to think defensively tomorrow when they play Omaha.
Now under 4 to play in this one. Kyle McLaughlin. Now Braithwaite. Braithwaite's big body falls down. Comets get it. Rand Marquez tried to slide one through. Hammerski comes off his line, kicks it to the half line. There's a foul called on Kyle McLaughlin.
It's a foul number 25. McLaughlin is second of the half.
Gio, Nick Vastos, Eric Berger would be nice to my team. Really? Really? We have stories to tell Gio about the Baltimore Blast. So just stay tuned. We're going to go turn back the time machine, right?
Oh, yeah. We have one that I know that'll stir up the Blast fans.
Oh, and you think we're talking about a game here at Cable Dahmer Arena? Oh, no. You can have that one. We're talking about something else. Besides, the player you want to talk about is playing for Wichita tonight, so that's all right.
Here come the Comets once again. Sandoval this time leads the break over to Marquez. Marquez shoots and deflected. A header on the rebound. No good. Rebound shot deflected. High and into the net.
I feel like Taylor Henry should get point for a save.
No
should be
kidding.
like a half a goal for saving that one off the line.
Yeah. He's been good for the Wings tonight.
He has been good.
Yep.
I think Hammerski's been good. He's just gotten hammered, really.
Yeah, agreed.
To maintain balance and manage occasional stress, while supporting focus and maintaining health and well-being.
Lucas drives one up into the net. 2:52 left to play in the fourth.
And you can sample some of their products in the arena concourse. CBD American Shaman.
Here come the Comets again. This time it's Nacho.
Abreu was thinking hat trick. He's just sitting there back post. Ball never made it to him.
Hammerski rolls it out. Wings try to clear it, but that one off the back of Abreu. Can he get to the ball? No. Hammerski plays it long. Then Lucas forward to Abreu. Over to Nacho. Nacho thought about it. Now to McLaughlin, who drives it home. Kyle's got his second on the night.
He could shoot top shelf. He could shoot it on the ground. Multi-goal game.
What a
Kyle McLaughlin
player Kyle McLaughlin is. This kid has an unbelievable future in front of him.
Good ball movement. Nacho. Hammerski couldn't control. Better look here.
Oh, what a finish.
Yep.
Clinical.
This is where you want to say, save some of these for the regular season, guys. That's the most mellow I've ever seen Kenny Mayer. The most mellow.
Exactly.
He gifted me a pair of gloves before the game.
Did you get them signed?
Of course. I'll have to explain what they say here when we get home.
Okay. There you go. Now's your chance.
Here we go. So the first one is from Dad. It says, to Eric, you are awesome. Then I can't read it. It was something your friend Alan Mayer, which is fantastic.
From the legend.
The legend. From Kenny Mayer to Eric, it would be a good time for a timeout. It's always a good time for a timeout.
We have 1:39 left to play, and you might come in at the under.
What did they just do?
Timeout, Kansas City.
Kansas
they
City
just
called
took a
a
timeout.
They must have heard me. That's fantastic. Why not? Well, it's going to do you no good.
Oh, my goodness.
Ignoring it. Take your timeouts, folks. New
All
feature
right.
here on the video boards, shot leaders. We can actually see this. Rion Marquez, 6 shots. Lucas Sosa, 5. Kyle McCloughan, 4.
Perez 2, Felty 2, and Lima 1 for the Wings. Hey, another reminder that the Comets have a really special match coming up at T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City, Missouri on January 22nd. It's at 7 o'clock against the Tacoma Stars. We want you to get your tickets today for this once every 10-year match at T-Mobile Center by visiting tmobilecenter.com. Groups of 10 or more can get discounted tickets by calling 888-9-COMETS. Again, the Comets and Stars, T-Mobile Center, downtown, 888-9-COMETS. As we heard from Brian Budzinski, the first couple of rows have already sold out, and the tickets are going to go fast, so you better get them now. It's going to be a really special night at T-Mobile Center.
Score update from St. Louis, 8-0 after the third.
Oh.
You think that our friends in Omaha might go 6 attacker just to see if they could score 1 or 2?
I would think so.
We'll see.
Okay.
The Comets will be back here at Cable Dahmer Arena on Saturday, November 27th at 6 p.m. against the St. Louis Ambush for the team's regular season home opener. Get your tickets today by calling 888-9-COMETS.
Nicolau Neto's gone the distance for the Comets.
Short turnaround, afternoon game tomorrow in St. Louis. It's like the good old NPSL days, huh?
Yeah,
play one night and then play the next afternoon.
Well, those 3 games in 3 different cities.
Yeah.
Oh my, those were killer.
Good tackle by Neto. See what a little press does? Creates challenges there for the Comets defense. Led to the shootout earlier.
Here's that same. Now Ramirez, under a minute to play in the game. Here's that same. Ramirez turns and gets his motor running, plays it back to Lucia. That same forward to Ali Sodal, and a foul called on the Wings.
So I didn't mention all the players from both teams, some of the legends, David Doyle, Ted Eck, the magic marker, Jorge Espinosa, but the one that will throw you is Wild West Wade. He played briefly for Wichita, then went up to Detroit, and then came to Kansas City.
Yeah, you forget about that.
Uh-huh.
Wild West Wade.
Saw him last season.
Yep. It's been fun looking back at the MISL days, NPSL days. It's going to be fun looking back this year.
Well, and just looking back to this rebirth in 2010, a lot to be proud of over the last decade. And there's that song again, The Chase, which they played in that first win against Wichita in 1981. If you listen in the background, this song has been played for 40 years in Kansas City, and it's great to hear it every single time.
Gives you goosebumps.
Yep.
There's the horn, and it's a final. Comets win it 14-2 over the Wichita Wings.
Wichita Wings 2.
All in all, a successful effort. Both teams get out of this game without any trouble in terms of injuries. Rian Marquez with 3 goals. Felipe Abreu. Had a pair of goals. Benji had a pair of goals. Oh, you know what? I've been reminded we're talking about Comets and Wings players. I don't even remember this player. Jason Mora.
Oh, yeah, Jason Moore is on the list.
And how about Tiguinho?
Tiguinho, yep. I hadn't gotten to Jason Moore. I had him on my list. I just didn't get through all the names. Brian Perez.
Brian Perez.
I know that Blake Shoemaker knows Brian.
Oh, thank you, Blake.
I know. Yep, all sorts of great guys. It's been great reminiscing, talking about this rivalry. We wish Wichita all the best in M2 this season, for sure.
Absolutely. They are...
fans in that city deserve a championship. Hope the Wings can bring them one next year.
We are fans of them, and we wish them the best of luck in M2 this year. All right, let's go down to Nate Herron.
Injury attorneys. 4 goals on the night. Who else could be the Brazilian Rian Marquez? Congratulations on a great game, Rian. Tell us, what's it like to score 4 goals in a single game?
Thank you. It's pretty easy when we have guys like that. My teammates did a great job today. We've been working really hard this preseason. The ownership did an amazing job keeping the guys together, bringing new pieces, and hopefully this year is going to be a better one.
Now, how do you take the momentum from tonight's game? You're heading down I-7 and going to St. Louis tomorrow. What do you expect to have tomorrow night?
Watch tape tonight, see what we did wrong, fix it, and go again tomorrow.
How about all these fans here at Cable Dahmer Arena? Are these great? Let's give them a shout out.
Great friends in the world. Great friends in the world. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys coming.
Folks, that is the Mike's Got This man of the match, Rian Marquez, an assist on the night, but 4 goals in all. Great performance.
All right, thank you, Nate Herron, the Comets public address announcer, and that guy right there had a pretty decent night in net. Nicolau Neto, Comets successful, and they win it 14-2. Some final thoughts from Mr. Bergerud?
Good start.
Yep.
They're old friends in Omaha tomorrow. It's going to be really interesting to see how the Comets adjust for that. Can they bring the Central Cup back home where it belongs? Tune in tomorrow on YouTube and check it out for yourself.
That game is at 3:30. It is the Comets and the Omaha Kings FC. Comets win in dominating fashion 14-2 over their Turnpike rivals, the Wichita Wings. For my broadcast partner, Eric Bergerud, and our entire Cable Dahmer Arena crew, including Brad Zimmerman, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Good night.
Have a great